Now, I'm not generally a person who tends to like tea, so I have this water bottle here to represent tea. Alright, it's time to spill it. So guys, I didn't really want to make this video, mainly because it's, again, yet another video where essentially I'm going to be a little bit more negative towards KingsIsle as to what they did recently. For some context, you guys know about the Sinbad Horror Pack and how essentially, one of the wands actually was this one. This is the main thing that caused a lot of controversy because this one itself used to be fire and death damage instead of, the fire and myth damage that you see today. And there's people on one side saying that people do deserve a refund because this is essentially kind of an illegal move for companies to make, consider as a bait and switch. This is like a product that you've been shown. It was going to essentially be switched to something totally different, but within the time span, it basically allows people to make tons of purchases just to get that specific item, only for it to be changed into something totally different. The other side was that people were saying is that, yeah, it should have probably been expected that this wasn't going to be the final product, because if you take a look here, you can see that one of the gear sets from the Sinbad Horror Pack was a fire and mist gear set, and it was just kind of odd how, this one before then was actually a fire and death set, instead of, what it should have been, which was the fire and myth set. And again, I do think that these are some legitimate arguments to make on both sides. Another argument that was in ways for KingsIsle was that, again, people should be aware about the terms of service, which I'll be actually reading to you guys as of right now. In the refunds policy, it says that memberships and purchases of virtual currency for any company game are non-refundable unless there are technical issues that prevent initial access to the game and cannot be resolved by customer service. All purchases for in-game items are not refundable. Refunds will not be given to players who have been banned from the game for any reason, including violating terms and conditions of use. Another thing that I believe they didn't really mention, and this is actually apparent when I was watching Sauce's video about this, is that people were actually commenting that yes, technically they will give you a refund. They will give you an actual, money refund. With a catch. The catch is that once given the refund, your account will be banned because essentially it's, to them, it's you taking away money that you spend for that company. And in ways, you're getting yourself free items by exploiting the game. Another one actually comes that we may suspend or terminate your account for any failure to comply with these terms of use. Any terms related to any service offered through the site for whatever reason or no reason. So essentially, that just kind of gives the incentive that KingsIsle can essentially ban you for whatever they want in a way. And in ways, they could basically just ban me, specifically just for talking about this, and kind of giving KingsIsle somewhat of a negative light. There was actually an email, that I was actually given from a friend of mine who apparently saw it on the Gamma's Trading Post Discord server. And I'm gonna actually read it word per word, and you guys can judge whether or not it's like a very, kind message or like a little bit more of a rude message. Because again, those things could probably affect as the way how KingsIsle will probably treat you in terms of this. But let's actually read it right now. So essentially, it says, "I heard that the Fire and Death wand will be changing to Fire Myth. I was wondering if we will be getting our own crowns refunded or wands replaced. I personally spent 20k crowns on the Sinbad pack, specifically trying to get the Fire and Death one. I don't think it's fair to change it after its initial release without any kind of refund. If people with the current Fire and Death one was replaced with the Universal 117 damage, I think that will be fair as well. Also, the pets from the Sinbad pack appear to be glitched. They have a Blade at Baby, which changes to faint after it being fed." So essentially, this person was giving a suggestion to KingsIsle that there should be some sort of refund to be given to players who were actually, specifically going for the Death and Fire one. Because let's just be honest, that's probably one of the few good things within the pack. If it's not the rock, mount, it's definitely going to be the wands themselves. And some people will definitely specifically go for the Death and Fire wand specifically. He also mentioned about there was actually a glitch within the pets as well that they hope that KingsIsle can see and see what they can do to fix. KingsIsle actually did respond back to this email, and I'm not necessarily sure if this is actually a legitimate KingsIsle email or if it's just like someone just trying to seek for attention. The thing I've been seeing though is all over social media, even on YouTube, YouTube accounts, with videos talking about the certain issue. Lots of people have been, mentioning that they did ask for a refund, and apparently they were also banned themselves, or they have yet to receive a response from KingsIsle. So most likely, yes, this could be an actual legitimate email, but I'll let you guys judge that. So they responded with this: the following action has been taken. The action was a permanent ban. The reason for this is because they requested a refund. The way I see this really is that this is actually the second time that KingsIsle has messed up on a pack. The first time they messed up was on the Grizzleheim lore pack, which one of the things that they messed up on was with like some of the TC, some of the TC being like, Grendel's Amends, Ratator's Spin, and Thor's Hammer. They were actually changed to something totally different, and we were kind of expecting that, oh, this is maybe like an idea that they kind of leaked for Beast Moon, that wasn't really intended to be within the Grizzleheim lore pack, but it just happened to be there all of a sudden. But I think the biggest thing that was an issue was really the fact that they were giving 6 items instead of the full 7 items. So essentially you were paying a full price of a pack for only getting a portion of it. And lots of people had some issues with this, and they definitely deserve a right to a refund. Some of them did get a refund. My only complaint with that one was that they didn't necessarily, made it clear that they were actually going to be giving a refund to people. In fact, lots of people didn't really know about the refund until Blaze actually made a video talking about how he got a refund. And then there was also some controversy there because, again, he was level 130, and it was said that the refund was actually being given to only players who were affected, and apparently the players who were affected were players who were level 100 to level 129, which is kind of fishy, but again, I won't be getting really much into that. The matter of fact is that they at least gave a refund to people, which honestly I can respect that they at least, attempted to give refunds to people. So again, props to them on that one at least. Even though I didn't really like the way they handled it, at least it was some sort of refund. Within this one, they were actually banning people who were asking for a refund once they emailed them. And I honestly think it's unfair because, these people do deserve a right to a refund, or at least something. I'm not going to be saying that they should be giving a full refund, and this is actually what the player actually suggested himself. He didn't really think that it should be like a full refund. If that was an option, then yeah, so be it. But I understand that giving a full refund to a bunch of people who were probably opening this pack mainly just for a specific wand, can actually end up with KingsIsle losing a good portion of money. So the way I see it should be handled, and this is actually, what Sauce mentioned himself, the first thing you should probably do is either make a specific wand, like the death wand, like the one we see here, but make it with like, the death damage. Give it to pretty much everyone as a way to apologize for, the mess up within the pack. Another method was to essentially, give them a full refund, which again, I don't really think that they're going to be doing that, and I wouldn't mind if they didn't do it because I can understand where they're coming from. That's going to lose them a lot of money within the long run. The third option was actually to give the same amount of, Sinbad Horde packs that people purchased back to them in like their little gift box or so. And the issue with that is that, obviously with RNG packs, it would just kind of make people, lose the incentive to buy more packs if they were to buy a lot. So again, it could also lose KingsIsle money. So the way I see it is maybe give like a decent portion of packs, maybe like half of the packs that they spend it on. With this pack, they could probably give it back to them in their gift boxes. And I feel like that should actually be a good way to essentially apologize to people for messing up this pack, really. And honestly, as a word of advice to KingsIsle, if a pack is not ready, don't release it. Under any circumstances, don't release anything if it's not ready. Because if you want to avoid, giving sort of refunds to people, then the least you should do is at least make sure that the packs are 100% legit and that there's not going to be any sort of switches like from what we've seen today. And that's pretty much all I have to say within this. Honestly, I'm quite disappointed because as a person, as a pack reviewer, I showcase what's within packs and I review packs, and I feel like, my videos are going to give people incentive to buy things for this pack specifically, to buy something that actually isn't going to be in this pack anymore. So it's essentially me unintentionally manipulating people for buying something that isn't even going to be there, and I'm pretty disappointed about that. I'm also pretty disappointed about the fact that, KingsIsle just didn't really do much to let people know. It's like, oh, like, just be aware that this actually isn't going to be the final product, because no one really knew. No, we were just going to assume, but no one really knew 100% confirmation from KingsIsle that there was actually going to be a change with the wands. But that's all I have to say within this video, guys. Let me know what you guys feel in the comments below. Maybe, somehow KingsIsle can see this and also, just do a better job in terms of just, making their packs, and just try not to rush anything. Because the worst thing you could do is rush something and not expect people to be angry about it. As always, make sure to leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you haven't, and always remember, stay frenzy. Peace!